What is going on, everybody? You know who it is. It's your boy, Agent Nemitz, and welcome to the Spider-Man Homecoming movie review. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. I just got back from seeing Spider-Man Homecoming, and oh my, oh my gosh. That's all I have to say about it is oh my freaking gosh, guys. It is so good. It is next level. Forget all those other Spider-Man movies you've ever seen. This one is setting the bar really high, okay? And that, of course, that is just my personal opinion. You don't have to take it. It doesn't have to, you don't have to think the same thing that I do. And sorry if you hear my mouse clicking. I'm just messing with some things real quick. But without further ado, let's get into the movie review. Alright, guys. Now, in the intro, I can't believe I said you know who it is. I can't believe I became one of those YouTubers right off the bat. It's kind of, why'd I do that? Alright, but anyways, so in this movie review, I'm going to talk about a couple things, alright? I'm going to do a rating, like what I give it out of 10. I'm going to do how kid-friendly I think it is. I'm going to talk about the movie itself, and I am going to, when I say the movie itself, I'm going to not give everything away, but I'm going to talk about key things that really stood out to me about the movie, and there will be spoilers for that, so you might want to turn off whenever I start talking about that, and I'll let you guys know when I do that. And then the last thing I'm going to say, the last thing I'm going to talk about is my overall reaction to the movie. I kind of gave a little bit of it in the beginning there, but we're going to give a little reaction, so that's what you can look forward to in this video. Alright, so first of all on the list is rating, like what I would give the movie out of 10. And, okay, there's so many Spider-Man movies, there's the original 3 that came out with Tobey Maguire. Is that his name, Tobey Maguire? Whatever, you know who I'm talking about if I got the name wrong. And then there's the Amazing Spider-Man series, which had 2 movies in it, and with Andrew Garfield, and I liked those better than the Tobey Maguire ones myself. So to me, this movie had to beat those 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies because I thought those were better than the other ones. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. Don't get mad at me for thinking that, okay? Because I know some people don't like it that I know that, but hey, it's my opinion. You can have yours, and I'll compare it to the other ones as well. But out of 10, I give this movie a solid 8, maybe even an 8.5 to a 9, somewhere floating in between the 8 and 9 range. Out of 10 for this movie, and that's pretty good. Like if that was a star rating, it'd probably be like a 4.5. So that's a pretty good star rating. It'd be like a 4 to a 4.5, of course. And it was that good in my opinion. There was so many things that they did right. They stayed comic accurate. The plot was really good. It drew you in, and it was just a great movie in total. So the next part that I wanted to talk about in this little movie review is how kid-friendly this movie is. And in my opinion, this movie is pretty kid-friendly. There's a couple parts to where, they flip the bird one time. If you don't know what that is, it's the middle finger. Parents or whoever, if you don't know what that means, they did the middle finger, okay? They did it one time. They do use some swear words in and throughout, but not terrible ones. It's what you'd come to expect in a superhero movie for 2017. And then there's this one part kind of near the end of the movie where it alludes to saying the F word, but they don't actually say it. So you can judge it based on that if you're trying to think if your kid should see this movie or not, or whatever. I don't know your guys' what everyone's standards are, but that's just my opinion. So the next part, the kind of more beefier part of this review that I want to talk about is the movie itself. Now, it started out strong, of course. Didn't start like a classic Marvel movie started, with the little Marvel headline. Kind of gave a little story that started kind of around the Avengers movie time, and then it flashed to 8 years in the future, like present day, and then you know, it goes from there, and then it does the Marvel thing, which was really cool. And I always record that. I don't know why. I always either take a picture or record whenever I do go to a Marvel movie myself. I just always record or take a picture. Just, it's just something I do. I also keep the ticket stub to my movie. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like you can. Just right here. I always keep the ticket stubs to every movie that I've been to. So I have them all on a shelf back there. But that's totally apart from the movie. That's just me personally. But anyways, besides that beginning part being different, and I think they really nailed it on the head with how Spider-Man is in this movie. He's set to be like a 14 or 15-year-old sophomore in high school, which a lot of kids will be able to relate to really like easily. They'll be like, "Hey, I'm a sophomore in high school," or "Hey, I'm in high school. Next year I'm gonna be a sophomore," or whatever. So I think kids can really relate to this character and just things that happen and how he acts and how people act around him. It's really, I'd say, you'd be able to connect really easily to the character itself, or himself, the character himself being Peter Parker, and the atmosphere he's in high school. It's great. Kids really will be able to connect to that, and I know because I say that because I was a junior in high school this past year, and I really connected to the character. I think he's amazing. They really, like I said, hit the nail right on the head for how Spider-Man would be in this current day and age. And I don't read comics personally, but I think they stayed really comic accurate. As far as things I've heard and read and saw about the comics, this really stays with the comics. I think it stayed really good with it. So if you're one of those people who are like, it's got to be comic accurate, otherwise I'm not going to watch it and I'm going to complain and stuff like that. If you're one of those people, you'll be pretty happy with this movie. Now, this might be a quick spoiler, and you might want to know this, you might not, but you have been warned. If you don't want to know spoilers, then don't listen to this part, because spoilers are coming ahead. So, it's everyone has their own opinion on things, and Zendaya's character, Michelle, as she's called throughout the whole movie except the end, she ends up saying something like, "You can call me MJ, my friends call me MJ," or something like that. And MJ of course stands for like Mary Jane usually, but in this case it'd probably be Michelle Jane, maybe, I don't know, but MJ. So I think she's like, they're planning on her being Mary Jane Watson, and people might complain, but I think it's a bold move and a good move for Marvel to make. Everything doesn't have to be comic accurate, and I think this was a great move to step out and have the person who's playing Mary Jane or MJ be slightly different, okay? I think it's a good move, and I'm excited to see how the role is going to expand in the future. Now, this movie's not just all high school scene and homecoming, even though there is parts of that in there. It's really great. Then there's these awesome twists that happen, and if you saw my What You Need to Know before seeing Spider-Man Homecoming video, we kind of hit the nail on the head there as far as guessing the plot, where Peter's trying to figure out if he wants to be an Avenger or be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Throughout the movie, he kind of finds himself, like I said in that video. He finds himself and finds who he wants to be personally, and just crazy stuff happens. You see, this is a spoiler, you see the Iron Spider suit, and it was so cool, guys. It was so cool. And for those of you who are going to see the movie, there are 2 after credit scenes. The second one is kind of like a troll. So, I mean, it's really funny to stay for, if you want to stay for it, but if you don't like that type of thing, you don't have to stay, of course. But it's actually really funny, and it's a great addition to the movie. I think it was pretty funny. I'm surprised Marvel hasn't done it sooner with how they do things, but it was really funny. So, and finally in this movie review is my reactions to the movie. Personally, I loved it. I loved it a lot. Tom Holland was a great choice of actor for the movie. Having Tony Stark in the movie was great. Bringing back Happy was great. He played quite a big part in the movie, bigger than I thought he would. and just the whole dynamic of how Peter wants to, you know, do more and be more, and then how villains end up being something that you never would expect, and the suspense build up, and just how the acting really portrayed and made you feel almost excited or nervous or um, freaked out whenever the other actors are feeling that way. Just the fact that that would almost come off on you with how the music is done and the acting, how it was so great. It really brushed off on you personally if you were into the movie at least. And so my reactions would have to be like a two thumbs up type situation. My reaction was just amazing. The movie got me to react really like a lot, like, whoa, I can't believe that just happened, and oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next, and oh my gosh, I don't know what, just stuff like that, you know. It got me to react a lot, and if you want to know more about it, of course, Spider-Man Homecoming is in theaters right now in your local theater, probably. Yeah, it's probably in your local theater. And so I highly recommend going and seeing it, guys. If you love Marvel movies, you'll love this movie. And if you don't love Marvel movies, then you'll love this movie too. It's totally up to you guys, like I said. I would recommend seeing this movie. I loved it. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I think that Marvel did a really good job at making a good Spider-Man reboot. This is probably the best Spider-Man reboot that there's been. You know, there's been all those Batman movies, and then they finally got one right. And I think this is what the final Spider-Man reboot that they got right. So that's just my opinion, of course. Let me know your opinion if you've seen the movie down in the comments down below. This way, down below, down, you know, down there, past the description, past the recommended videos, just down there. Let me know. And I really appreciate your guys' comments, and thank you so much for all the support recently. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. Oh, and guys, before the end of the video here, I did record both after credit scenes. If you would like to see those, if you'd like me to put those on YouTube, let me know down in the comments, or just some other way, maybe tweet it at me. Just let me know if you want to see that, because I do have those myself. I recorded it with my phone. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but I did it. And so yeah. But yeah, make sure you like the video if you did enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe, guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. So take care and have a great day.